Okay guys, as promised, I am here back with yet another video today about Crew 2.0 because this topic needs many more videos. If you haven't seen my first overview about the entire system, then please check it out. It is my previous episode, which was actually 1 hour and 30 minutes long at first, but I decided to cut it down to 45 minutes because there are just some topics which need separate videos. For example, like this one, where I am going to cover all the new skills. I'm going over every single new skill because I believe we need to do that. We have a lot to talk about. We have a lot to discuss. So without further ado, let's actually dive right into it. I don't want to make it yet another 45 minutes long episode, but I would not be surprised if it actually ends up being one, honestly, because there is just so much stuff to talk about. Anyway, over here, once again, we are on the Sandbox server, or not once again, actually. I am on the Sandbox server now. It is working. I have played quite a lot of battles already, and I have tested the system out, how the conversion system works, and so on. So quickly, let's activate our skill points. And quickly talking about the conversion system, how it works is basically it takes every single crew member's lifetime experience, how much this crew member has earned. It adds all the crew members together, like let's say 1 million, 2 million experience in lifetime, 1,500,000, 1 million, like 100,000, whatever it is. They add all of those guys together and then divide by number of crew members. So all the experience added together divided by 6, because 6 crew members, and then you get the amount of points. Understandable? Beautiful. Now, there are a couple tricks and, tips what I was able to figure out during today's stream as well. For example, let me show you one beautiful masterpiece, this right over here. Let's call it a little hack. How theoretically we should be able to make, if you spend quite a lot of gold before the patch hits live servers, how you should be able to make one beast crew into 3 equally beast commanders. Right now, this one beast crew runs your 1 tank, but after chicky bricky, you can make as good crew for 3 different vehicle classes even. 1 commandable tank turned into 9 commandable tanks, because now your 1 commander can run 3 vehicles from the same nation, from the same vehicle class. So that's quite an interesting thing. Here is the drawing as well. After I did that, at first people didn't understand what I was what I was talking about, but after I did that, everyone understood. Basically, you have to do that. Key thing is you have to do that before the patch hits live servers. Why is that so important? Because let me show it to you. You need to change the qualification of every single crew member right over here, besides the commander and a driver. Just for example, if I wanted to turn all the Mauses crews or Jagdpanzer E100s, where's Jagdpanzer? Over here, into Panzer 38 HS crew members, which are, or which has only 2 crew members, because the conversion should still be the same, as I did test with the Manticore. So basically what you do is you turn let's say this driver into Panzer's commander, you turn this radio operator into Panzer's driver, you turn this loader into Panzer's commander, and this loader into Panzer's driver. But why you have to do that, or why you should do that one day before the patch? Because this is only Sandbox server. Theorizing over here, this type of conversion may never happen. You have to do that one day before the patch, because this is the screen what welcomes you into the game on this Sandbox server, at least. And over here, you are not able to change the qualification of the crew member anymore. Currently you click this personal file and you just change the qualification. Let's say you can change this radio operator into the commander actually, but now it is too late to do that. And when I did test this system out with Manticore, for example, it worked perfectly. What I mean by that is I trained my Manticore's crew And let's say I did the same with every single badger's crew. Before the badge hit, I turned this into Manticore's commander. I turned like all the drivers, all the loaders into Manticore's people as well. So let's send this into the garage, for example, just to show that to you. I already did train one commander. Here you can see that, 75, like maximum level. And now let's go over here. Let's pick... where is Badger? Badger, where are you, Badger, my friend? Badger right over here, beautiful. And Badger right over here, and we can do the same after spending another 200 gold. Let's retrain. Yes, thank you very much. Continue, and boom, yet another 75 skill crew. Like, or however many crew skills you have, however many points you are able to get. And now I have two options, basically. And now if we go under this crew member, if we click right over here, we are able to change the vehicle qualification as well. For example, I did split up my Badger's crew, but now I'm able to put that back into the Badger. Where are you? Where are you? Where are you? Badger right over here. Extra gold, 750 gold. So once again, yes, it takes more gold, but now boom, this is fully working Badger's crew, and we just made Badger's 6-man crew into 3 beast commanders. Very hard to follow, maybe. I'm making it a bit more complicated with my explaining, but you know, this little piece of art shows you exactly the same thing. Right over here, one tank before, after some conversions, 1 day before the batch, because you were not able to do that in the game, you make 3 set of other tank crew members, like Manticore, for example, tier 10. I don't know, maybe you are not able to turn, maybe you are not able to make commanders in lower tier vehicles in the final version. I don't know what is going to happen, but at least it worked with the Manticore, as you saw. But now, after that little hack or trick, let's go into the crew skills, actually. Let's see how we are able to pimp up this guy, for example. Let's take Manticore. Let's take out Manticore. So let's put that in, and let's go under the crew skills, because this is why you are over here as well. So in total, we are going to have 35 new crew skills, and you are able to use 30 of them, because like 30 of them, or actually you are able to use all of them, but let's say talents, for example, you are able to pick only one. At the same time, you are able to put like 1 crew skill into every single slot right over here if you want to do that, but we do not want to do that. Anyway, let's go over every single skill, and let me explain you how it works, what it does, and so on, so you get a lot better overview how this entire crew system works, what type of skills are available, and so on. So you have commander, whatever the level is going to be. Level means the amount of skill points you are able to put into your tree. You have 5 different trees: tactical training, gunnery training, technical training, driver training, and operational training. Many of the skills are old, for example, this firefighting or quick repairs, but we have some new crew skills as well. Quite a lot of new crew skills as well, and of course the epic skills, aka talents. They call them talents. So let's start with tactical training, for example. And this, in my opinion, yes, they wanted to bring a lot of variety into this game using this crew system, but in my opinion, they made history quite obvious what people are going to pick, and they are going to pick most. Like, if you are not going to pick couple things from this tree, you are doing it wrong, basically. So, quick reaction, first skill. When you spot an enemy, your aiming time is reduced by 0.75% per skill point spent. So let's say you put, can I put like a lot more? No, we have to do the clicky, the old clicky way. So when it is maxed out, when you spot an enemy, your aiming time is reduced by 7.5% for 10 seconds. The effect timer resets each time you spot a new vehicle. Okay, and you see the indicator in the game as well. If you spot someone, your aiming time is going to be 7.5% better. I would say this is like super situational for most of the scouts. It doesn't matter too much. Maybe for medium tanks, you know, if you have super high a view range medium tank, maybe then it is going to be effective. You know, 7.5% aiming time reduction. Yes, it is situational, you can use that, but it is not as straightforward as this, for example. Next up, we have eyes open skill, which is going to, if you put all the percentages in it, if you max it out, is going to give you plus 4% view range to your vehicle. You may think 4%, what is this? What is this? This is super bad. It is actually better than situational awareness. It is actually better than recon. It is slightly worse than recon and situational awareness combined. So it is like two skills in one, which is just slightly worse than those two previous skills combined. Quite straightforward. Coherence is one of the main things people are first up going to max out. Why? Because this vehicle handling, what they say over here, is increased by 5%. This is basically brothers in arms. Everything, like it works like ventilation. Everything on your vehicle is going to be buffed. As you can see, my rate of fire, my gun reload time, my gun traverse speed, aiming time, accuracy actually is better as well, but it didn't change the number, it didn't change it that much, you know. My average damage per minute is better, my view range, traverse speed, everything is better with this coherence. This is basically brothers in arms. And this gets boosted as well by instructors, for example. So this is one of the main things people are going to pick automatically, I would say so. Next up, target tracking is quite situational for scouts, you know. Sorry. What this does is when you cause damage to a target within your view range, the target remains spotted for an additional 2 seconds for 30 seconds. Basically, let's say 10 seconds spotted. If you cause damage to that target, that guy is extra 2 seconds, for extra 2 seconds longer spotted. Yes, it is situational, and many times, let's say, if your allies are using like 8-second, 10-second reload time guns, usually if you spot someone, they take a couple seconds to react, they take the shot, and now with this extra 2 seconds while the enemy tanks are spotted, because of you shooting at them as well, they have extra time to take another shot, for example. It may help, but sometimes it may be completely useless. Now, this thing is actually very, very interesting and quite powerful in my opinion, especially for many heavy tanks. Consumable cooldown time is decreased by 30%, 3% per skill point spent. So if it is maxed out, 30% faster cooldown on your repair kit or med kit or fire extinguisher, such things. Basically 27 seconds faster. You're able to use them 27 seconds more often. And now you can see that now I'm able to pick talent points as well, and I would say the most common setup what people are going to roll out into most of the vehicles is going to look like this. Eyes open, coherence and rationing, and you need to spend 30 points in a specific tree to unlock talent, aka ultimate skill. And over here we have a couple very, very strong options actually. I would say those are like this one especially. Fighting Spirit is especially like unicum skill, and it is very snowbally skill. I don't know how I feel about that, because it makes you know, it makes the gap between better players and average Joes even bigger. What I mean by that is this. Look at this. If the amount of damage you have caused exceeds 50% of your vehicle, let's say medium tank, 2000 hit points, if you have done 1000 damage, starting from that point, the level of vehicle handling, aka ventilation, I'm going to name it ventilation so you understand what happens, this number over here, which boosts everything on your vehicle. The level of vehicle handling is increased by 2.5% each vehicle you destroy. it stacks up to 3 times, up to 7.5%. I believe they may even, like, I think they may nerf it down to 2 times, maybe like 5%, because once again, how it works is, if you have done 50% of your vehicle's durability as damaged, let's say 1000 damage, then this skill starts kicking in, and if you destroy one guy, if you destroy one enemy, your vehicle handling is going to be 2.5% better. If you destroy another guy, your vehicle handling is going to be 5% better now, and if you destroy the third guy as well in the same battle, your vehicle at the end of the battle is basically 7.5% better overall. And the second part of this is for spotting. Basically the same thing, but about spotting. If the amount of damage caused with your assistance equals to or exceeds 75% of your vehicle's durability, the level of vehicle handling is increased by 2.5%. So basically like Scout, if you're sitting in the bush, like basically sitting in the bush and tanks are damaging, your allied tanks are damaging enemy vehicles, it makes your view range better, because your vehicle handling increases every time they do that, you know. The effect level, the level of vehicle handling is increased by 2.5%. The effect stacks up 3 times, and this time over here you don't have to kill anyone. It stacks up every time you get this 75% on the top of that, you know. Like, let's say 1000 hit points of your vehicle. If your assistance racks up to 750, you get first. If 1500, you get another one. If 2250, you get the third bonus, and your view range is basically increased as well doing that. So sitting in the bush, you can increase your view range basically with this. So quite crazy, right? Fighting spirit, exactly the same. Like, it's quite a snowbally thing, but this makes good players and, you know, average shows gap even bigger. Like it helps battles to snowball. If one team is killing tanks, and if they have this, it makes them even better. So is it good? Is it bad? You tell me. So this was tactical training. I would say, like, eyes open, coherence, and this or that is going to be quite mandatory, quite common first pick. So 30 points spent, 45 points. Like, if you have such a good crew, of course, not most of the player base doesn't have it. But first 30 points for most of the players is going to be right over there. So is it going to add more variety? Well, not at the start at least. And now Gunnery Training. This is very interesting as well, because over here we have a couple new things, couple old things. When use of APCR, AP or heat, so once again smack in the face with HE or for the HE shells, the chance of damaging modules and injuring crew members of enemy vehicles is increased by 10%. So basically like the Dead Eye perk, I believe so, if I remember correctly, you know. And by the way, Hesh also doesn't get helped by that. So that was that skill. Fast aiming. Fast aiming is once again for like stationary tank destroyers. The aiming time of a stationary vehicle is decreased by 2.5%. It is like super bad gun laying drive. This is actually, I would say, this aiming time, yes, it is. This skill, I like it as a skill, but it should be better. Like 2.5% is absolutely nothing for the aiming time. And to waste 10 points to get that 2.5%, I don't feel like it is going to be worth it. Increase it up to at least, I don't know, 7.5% or 5%, something like that. Adrenaline Rush. Now for Adrenaline Rush we actually have to go outside the game, because over here we have massive typos. Good job Wargaming, because over here you may seem like with every single skill point we spend we make it worse, because when you lose 5% of your vehicle durability, aiming time is decreased by 7%. Another point, when you lose 10%, so basically you need to lose more, but it is actually worded so differently on the website. Let me show you how exactly or what exactly that should mean. And it is not aiming time, it is actually a reload time. So reload time is reduced by 7% when your vehicle's durability is decreased by X% when the vehicle or where every single skill point increases it by 5%. So once again, let's go back into the game and let me try to explain it as it actually works. When you not lose, but when you have 50% of your vehicle's durability left, your reload time, not aiming time, is decreased by 7%. I don't know why we have to do the quality control. This is literally like 1 minute to go over all the skills. Okay, not 1 minute, 10 minutes, 15 minutes to make sure. Like this is one thing what caused so many questions, and I had to do the freaking damage control, but I am not working for Wargaming, I'm working for you guys. Anyway. Basically, the more points you put on this, the more hit points your vehicle can have left before it kicks in or when it kicks in, basically. Because if you put only one skill point into it, you must have 5% vehicle hit points left for this to kick in, but maxed out 50% vehicles hit points left and your reload time is 7% faster. It is actually quite a big thing, like almost like extra gun rammer when at 50% hit points. That's quite crazy. Now, concentration. That is interesting, but at the same time, you know, is it actually cool? What it does is the range of potential damage you cause, RNG, basically is decreased by 5%. So your lowest possible roll is decreased by or increased by 5%, and your highest roll is decreased by 5%. So in a nutshell, it is actually damage neutral. You are not able to roll as high, but at the same time you are not able to roll as low as well. So overall it is damage neutral, it just gathers the damage rolls 5% more towards the middle of the said damage roll, like 400, let's put it that way. Okay. Snapshot. Snapshot is actually like the old skill, but quite a cool one over here, I would say, a bit improved. Dispersion on turret or counterverse is decreased by 7.5%. This is actually very good skill, and I would pick it over here from this list. Now, next up, let's talk about the ultimate abilities or talents under the Gunnery Training. Here we have some things to say. For example, this rapid fire. When you cause damage to an enemy vehicle, including critical hits, aiming time and dispersion during movement, as well as hull and turret traverse, decreased by 10% for 5 seconds. Where is that useful, ladies and gentlemen? Autoloaders, TVP, Badget, Progetto, all those autoloaders, whatever autoloader it is, T-57, who suffered, literally suffered, with bad aiming time, bad dispersion when they opened fire. And now when they fire and hit the target, when they deal critical damage or deal damage, their aiming time and accuracy, dispersion, is better by 10%. Quite a big thing for autoloaders. Next up, clean shot, and this is a talent which is parked at the moment as well, actually. The minimum potential damage and minimum potential penetration value of your shells increases by 10% for 5 seconds after your gun reloads. Now, you may understand how this skill works wrong because of the wording, but let me tell you how it works. This talent kicks in when you are done reloading and when you have been reloaded for 5 seconds. We did play many battles with it, we were done reloading, and after 5 seconds this skill kicked in. Not if you are reloaded, you have 5 seconds to take that shot. No, it is not working like that. It's 5 seconds after you're done reloading, it kicks in. As you can see from the little tooltip as well, boom, now reloaded. After a couple seconds, it kicks in, not right after. All the tooltips are shown in the game as well. Actually, they pop up in the middle of the action. But what is bugged about this clean shot right now is many times it seems that you get only either the lowest possible rolls or the highest possible rolls. Sometimes it is bugged, sometimes it is not, but this is how it works. Now, is it a good thing? Well, if you look at it, it limits the potential lowest penetration and lowest damage by 10%. So it is straight out damage buff, overall damage buff, because you are not able to roll super low anymore, and penetration value as well. You are not able to bounce some ridiculous shots. It basically limits RNG if they make it actually working on the test server as well. So those were all the gunnery training skills. Next up, let's talk about technical training. Over here we have many crew skills what we already have in this game. For example, concealment. It is like concealment crew skill. It is going to increase your concealment quite a lot. May I add, you see, like it says 80%, but it takes 80% of this concealment value. It is like the crew skill. If you had like maxed out crew skill on every single crew member, it was increasing it the most as well. And next up over here, it is like repair skill. It increases your repair speed by 80%. Then you have a pain threshold. The chance of let me just show it to you. The chance of crew member injuries decreased by 10%, and the negative effect from injuries are decreased by 50%. So this is just to protect your crew members a bit more, as you can see from the little tooltip as well. Firefighting basically is just faster firefighting, and it protects your vehicle for fires in the first place. The chance of engine fire upon receiving hits is decreased by 30% from the get-go, and if you are set on fire, you extinguish the fire 80% faster. Basically how the firefighting works right now as well. Safety measures, quite self-explanatory as well. The durability of internal modules is increased by 30%. If the internal module receive critical damage, the negative effect is decreased by 50%. So this is this one right over here. Yes, this one right over here is like jack of all trades, and this one right over here is like jack of all trades for vehicle modules like ammo racks and stuff like that. Jack of all trades, if your crew member is actually injured, if it gets knocked out, like your loader gets knocked out, usually your reload time is super low, removes some of the bad effect. And this does the same for the modules. Okay, talents, alarm signal, stun duration is decreased by 10%, and the chance of crew member injury is decreased by 50% for 10 seconds. It is almost like some parts of the spawn liner. Basically, like some parts of the spawn liner as extra skills, extra protection from the artillery as well. Nerves of Steel is very weird and interesting at the same time, When you block incoming damage, dispersion decreases by 15% for 10 seconds. Dispersion. So basically it makes your vehicle more accurate. Where is that useful? T95, E3, those type of vehicles which actually bounce a lot and which need to be accurate. So E3, for example, bounces a lot, in tier 10 battles as well, if you hide your lower plate especially. So basically every single time you bounce, your vehicle is going to be 15% more accurate, which is quite crazy, to be fair with you. 15% more accurate for 10 seconds. So this is situational. Many times if you do not see anyone, if you do not receive any shots, this skill is completely wasted, completely useless. But if you do see people, it is going to help you out, right? So this was technical training, many skills we were familiar with already and some upgraded skills as well. So now let's do driver training. Pedal to the metal is, I don't know how I feel about that. You see, vehicle acceleration is increased by 5% when moving straight forward or backwards. As far as I understand, if you press only W or S, if you touch A or D, this skill loses effect. Let me take some water actually. Jesus, I have done so much talking today. It is actually crazy, guys. Okay, so I honestly don't know what to think about that. Like, is it useful? Maybe for, like, where is it useful? I don't know, actually. It may be, like, it is only acceleration. It only gets you going a bit faster. Is it useful for T95? Is it useful for mouse to get going faster? Maybe, but only 5%. Is it worth it to spend 10 points, what you can use on repairs or whatever, you know, pain threshold, safety measures, whatever? Is it better to use over there? I don't know. Off-road driving, basically same as we had. We had exactly the same thing, which decreases the ground resistance effects on all kind of grounds, you know, makes your vehicle move faster on swamps, on gravel and stuff like that. Hull traverse speed, clutch braking skill, what we already have. Smooth ride skill, what we already have as well. All are very good skills actually. All those are very good skill besides this one. I don't know what to think about that right now. I have to test it out. Maybe it is actually OP. I don't know. But 5% doesn't seem much, you know. Smooth ride makes your dispersion during movement and hull traverse better by 4%. And now, one actually quite big problem, guys. This smooth ride combined with Need for Speed. I just unnerved EBR. If I put something over here as well, I just unnerved EBR. Why? Need for Speed. When you reach a speed of 40 kilometers per hour, dispersion during movement and hull traverse is decreased by 10%. And what they did a couple batches ago, how they nerfed EBR a couple batches ago, they, you know, slightly increased the dispersion during movement. Need for Speed, Smooth Ride, Snapshot. What dispersion nerf, ladies and gentlemen? Talents. In 5 seconds after you start moving, gun reload speed and view range are increased by 3%. You can also call this EBR skill. EBRs, light tanks, are always moving. And if you keep moving, your gun reload and view range is increased by 3%. View range, basically, if you move, you get extra recon skill, what we have right now. Situational awareness, recon, you know, those skills. On the top, if you move. And your reload time is 3% faster as well. Quick start, acceleration and traverse speed are increased by 10%. The effect lasts until you receive damage. This is something I want to test out for EBRs as well, actually. How ridiculously crazy it makes, or on some other light tanks, gonna make them as good as EBR. Maybe this combined with pedal to the metal is going to make the difference. We'll see. But this, everything, you know, EBR, EBR, EBR. Why am I talking about EBR? Because we have to see, we have to look how those crew skills are going to affect most overpowered tanks in this game. We have to look at that. Operational training. Old card. Let's pimp it up. Each time your internal module is damaged or destroyed or crew member injured, the chance of receiving successive damage to the same internal module or other crew members, I guess, is decreased by 5%. Only 5% chance. If your track is damaged, if your engine is damaged, your ammo rack gets 5% less likely damaged. That effect stacks up to 3 times. Okay, it stacks up to 15%. Is it good? Questions. Intuition. Let's have a look. This one is actually quite interesting. If the gun is loaded, you can switch between shell types 60% faster. Previously, you had a chance to automatically be fully flipped your shells, like without any reload time. Over here, they limited the RNG, they removed the RNG and they added flat number. Let's say you have lightly armored tank in front of you, like behind the corner, and you know that you are only able to take one shot. Then you have the 10-second reload time gun. Instead of going in and firing AP round, you click this button right over here and you load in HE in 4 seconds instead of 10 seconds because of 60% reload time is shaved off from your gun. Easy and understandable. It is situational, most definitely. Group tactic. Now, group tactic is another thing what boosts your vehicle handling, aka ventilation, aka everything in this game, everything on this tank, right? Group tactic, if at least one allied vehicle of the same type is located within 50% of you, if, let's say, you're playing with a medium tank, if allied medium tank is 50 meters in 50 meter radius, your vehicle handling is increased by 2.5%. It is very good for platoons. It is very good for team players, who play together, who wolfpack. Your vehicle's handling is always 2.5% better if you stick to each other. Close combat, if at least one enemy vehicle is located within 50 meters of you, the level of vehicle handling is increased by 2.5%. Imagine you are pushing in very aggressively with double Object 268 version force. You have two Object 268 version force pushing in side by side. You get boosted by this group tactic by 2.5%. You get boosted by this because enemies you are ramming them into the face by 2.5%, 5% extra vehicle handling, just like that, if you have those two maxed out. And you do want to get those two maxed out because let's say you do not take anything from here, you do not take anything from here, but you do take my final O. They made me wait, guys. They made me wait. I was like, when I was reading those skills one by one at first, I was like, where the hell is ramming? Where the hell is ramming? And does this seem like a ramming skill to you? Yes, controlled impact actually is the old ramming skill name as well, but this icon was getting me worried already. I thought this is ramming. Maybe they mixed those two up. Anyway, ramming, my final skill, because I do want to take this, I do want to take this, and I want to ram them to death. The damage you cause by ramming is increased by 20%, and the damage you receive upon ramming is decreased by 20%. After you cause damage by ramming, engine power when reversing is increased by 20%. That is actually fun. And I'm looking forward to test it out. And what I would take after all those skills right over here, what I would take, let's see. The level of vehicle handling is increased by 10% for 20 seconds when you use first aid kit. First aid kit cooldown is increased by 30%. So basically T-valuing this. Or applied mechanics. Gun reload time is decreased by 7.5% for 20 seconds when you use a repair kit. Those both are very, very situational. Like this one, the level of vehicle handling is increased for like ventilation on steroids. Like you get 2 ventilations for 20 seconds when you use first aid kit, but your first aid kit cooldown is now 30% longer as well after you use that. Or applied mechanics, your reload time is 7.5% better for 20 seconds. Like knocking out, like pushing in 1 versus 1 fights is going to be so unpredictable because you do not know what to expect. You do not know how fast the reload time is going to be. I have already seen some crazy reloads, and you guys are going to see some crazy builds as well from this Sandbox test server. So please, that marks the end of overview of all the crew skills. Please stay tuned for new videos because there are just so many things to cover, so much stuff to talk about. Let me give you a tiny little hint. Okay, we have, let's put this cam on it, right? A little teaser, guys, a little tiny teaser. Let's put that to slot 2. I'm just going to show you something, guys. I'm just going to show you something. Don't mind me, you know. I'm just going to put his... where is it? This exhaust pipe on it, you know. I'm just going to do that. I am just going to increase my... where was the concealment? You know, I'm just going to do that. By the way... why am I not able to use that? Oh, okay, I don't have bonds. I don't have bonds, so we have to use that. So keep that in mind. Ventilation would make it even better, guys. Ventilation, I think, would make it even better. And let's go right over here. Let's apply some skills. Let's put concealment on it, you know. Let's... coherence, you know. Yeah. Some view range as well. Let's slap that on it. Rationing... target tracking. Do I want to do target tracking? I want rationing. Yes, I want rationing. Just this time, let's big team spirit. And like I have all those things to choose as well. I mean, what else? Like let's just say we're going to use those skills. Let's just say we're going to use those skills without any instructors. Yes, 51.22% camo, and it is not even maxed out, guys. 500 meter view range. World of Tanks is going to be the battle of light tanks. There are many awesome things about this entire cruise system, but there are many very concerning things at the same time. Luckily, we are on the Sandbox server. We are able to test everything out. We'll see how this goes, because I'm able to put, let's say, 8 more points under coherence. I'm able to make this vehicle handling up to almost 8% with instructors. I'm able to boost this by another 8 points. I'm able to boost this by more points. I'm able to make, like, you get the point. After I use medkit, my vehicle overall, like let's say I am in the bush, I need some extra view range. I just click my medkit, I have 10% vehicle handling, 10% more view range from this vehicle handling perk. Group tactic, close combat, like all those things, guys. Quite a lot of testing ahead of us. You, beautiful people, make sure you are going to stay tuned, because you are in for a treat. In the meantime, stay awesome, stay sexy, stay naked. Let me know what you think about that in the comment section down below. Let me know your favorite skill. Let me know what you think is the most broken skill. Let me know what you think about all those skills yourself in the comment section down below. Stay subscribed, do yourself a favor, and I'll catch you next time. Much love, bye bye.